We just did 2 MCQs, 2 remaining. So first MCQs was, all of the following are seen with the activation of minderic plexus in GI, except
Increase secretion.
increase secretion. We have done this. Then all of the following are true about the submucosal plexus.
D.
Control of
D sir.
Then 3 number, stimulation of parasympathetic nerves to GIT produces all except
contraction of
A.
A. Yes, because parasympathetic
Sir.
stimulation. Hazur.
सर तर यसमा सेक्रेसन पनि त हुन्छ हैन प्यारासिम्पेथेटिकमा
अनि त all except भनेछ नि त, there is all except.
हैन ए हैन त्यो सेक्रेसन त बढाउँछ नि हैन प्यारासिम्पेथेटिकमा
Secretion sympathetic हुनु पर्ने हैन
अनि इनिबिसन छ
Answer is B. यो मैले त्यो रिल्याक्सेसन लेखेको कन्ट्र्याक्सन लेखेको है,
हुन्छ सर
रिल्याक्सेसन लेखेको मैले, इनिबिसन अफ सेक्रेसन फ्रम स्टमकको। एन्सर इज बी। ठीक गर्यो तिमीहरुले।
सर सेक्रेसन अफ स्टोमक र सेक्रेसन अफ इन्टेस्टाइनल सेक्रेसन्समा डिफरेन्स के हुन्छ? दुईटैबाट सेक्रेसन भए सेक्रेसन हुनु पर्दैन? स्टोमकमा सेक्रेसन चाहिँ हुँदैन, इन्टेस्टाइनमा चाहिँ सेक्रेट हुन्छ प्यारासिम्पेथेटिकले गर्दा।
हैन पर्ख है, यो क्वेशनै कन्फ्युज भयो म एकैछिन पर्ख।
क्वेशन सिम्पेथेटिक हुनु पर्ने जस्तो लाग्छ।
सिम्पेथेटिक हुनुपर्ने हो, सिम्पेथेटिक हुनुपर्ने हो, सिम्पेथेटिक हुनुपर्ने, सिम्पेथेटिक। सिम्पेथेटिक नै हो, सिम्पेथेटिकले कन्ट्र्याक्सन अफ।
सर आन्सर डी हुन्छ त्यसो भए।
एन्सर बी हुन्छ, यो क्वेशन सिम्पेथेटिक नै हो।
डी सर डी
डी हुन्छ।
हैन हैन, बी कहाँ हुन्छ त?
डी त हो नि सर, इन्क्रिज इन मोटिलिटी।
ठीक छ ल त्यसो। In the gut, the various layers are organized from outside inward as
A.
Yeah, the outermost layer is the serosa, then circular longitudinal smooth muscle layer, then circular smooth muscle layer, then submucosa and mucosa.
Mucosa.
So today we will be starting the physiology of salivary secretion. Okay, physiology of salivary secretion. So यो वेटिङ रुममा आको आइ गरेरै तनाव दिन्छ कि है। So food is chewed. When food is consumed, it is broken down into the smaller fragments, and the food is chewed and it is broken up into the smaller fragments, and then it is swallowed. So for swallowing, the food must be slippery. Okay, it must be slippery. So for that, there must be the presence of the saliva. Okay. So saliva, it is secreted by the 3 pairs of the salivary gland. Okay, 3 pairs of the salivary gland. One is the submandibular gland, sublingual gland, and parotid gland. Okay, right? Submandibular gland, sublingual gland, and parotid gland. So parotid glands, they are present in front of the ear. Like parotid gland, they are present in front of the ear. Submandibular gland, they are present medial to the mandible. This is the mandible. So they are present just medial to the mandible on both sides. Okay, on both sides it is present. Then sublingual, it is present just adjacent to the mucosa of the floor of the mouth. Okay, sublingual is present sub-adjacent to the mucosa of the floor of the mouth. So three pairs of salivary gland are present: submandibular gland, sublingual gland, and parotid gland. Right? These are the salivary glands. So salivary glands consist of mainly two types of cells. Okay, serous cells and mucous cells. Serous acinous cells and serous mucous cells. So these serous acinous cells and serous mucous cells, they combine together to form the ductal cells. Okay, they combine together to form the ductal cells. Serous cells mainly secretes the watery secretion. Okay, it mainly secretes the watery secretion. That is, its main composition is ptyalin or salivary alpha amylase. Serous cells, and mucous cells consist of it secretes the mucus. Okay, it secretes the mucus. So these are the serous acinous cells, and this is the mucous acinous cells. In some gland, mainly in the submandibular gland, there is the presence of the mixed type of acinus, in which both the serous secreting cells and the mucous secreting cells are also present. It is the mixed acinus. So there are the serous acinus and there are the mucous acinus. Okay, these are the ductal cells, serous ductal cells and mucous ductal cells. So they together combine serous acinus cells and mucous acinus cells. So they together combine together to form the ductal cells. Okay, together they combine together to form the ductal cells. So these are the acinar cells. Okay, these are the acinar cells, and these are the ductal cells. Okay, acinar cells and the ductal cells. Right. So acinar cells, in the acinar cells, there is the secretion of the salivary contents. Okay, acinar cells, serous acinar cells and mucous acinar cells, they secrete the salivary secretion into the lumen of the salivary gland. Okay, they secrete the secretion into the lumen of the salivary gland, and these secretions, they pass through the ducts. Please mute your mic. So these secretions, they pass through the ducts, and in the ducts there is the reabsorption of some of the components. Okay, there is the reabsorption of the some of the components, and that is passed to the mouth. Okay, that comes to the mouth. Computer hang bhayo. So the acinar cells, they secrete different type of the ions. Okay, so it secretes the sodium. Okay, sodium is secreted, chloride is secreted, potassium is secreted, and bicarbonate is secreted. Okay, and other components of the saliva, such as the ptyalin, lipase, amylase. Okay, mucin, all of the salivary secretions, they are secreted. But once it reaches into the ducts, there is the active reabsorption of the sodium. Okay, there is the active reabsorption of the sodium, and there is active secretion of potassium into the ductal cells. Okay, there is active reabsorption of sodium from the ductal cells towards the blood, and blood or towards the ductal cells, and from the ductal cells potassium is secreted. So it creates the osmolarity gradient, due to which there is the reabsorption of chloride as well, with the exchange of potassium, with the exchange of bicarbonate. Okay, so salivary secretion mainly consists of potassium ion. Okay, there is the high composition of potassium ion, right? And the water, it is not so much reabsorbed. Okay, right? The ductal cells, they are impermeable to water. Ductal cells, they are impermeable to water, so the secretion that is present in the saliva, they are hypotonic to plasma. Okay, they are hypotonic to plasma, and it consists of high amount of potassium relative to plasma. Okay, it consists of high amount of potassium relative to plasma. So these are the acinar cells, and these are the ductal cells. So acinar cells secrete all its contents. Okay, it secretes the sodium chloride, bicarbonate, potassium, tyrine, mucus, and other substances into the ducts. Once the substances reaches into the ducts, there is the active reabsorption of sodium. When sodium is reabsorbed, osmolarity in the plasma is increased, due to which chloride is passively reabsorbed, and there is active secretion of the potassium, and bicarbonate is also reabsorbed. Okay. Bicarbonate is also secreted in exchange of chloride. Okay, bicarbonate is also secreted in exchange of chloride. So the salivary gland, three pairs of the salivary gland: parotid gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland. So parotid gland, it secretes mainly serous secretion, watery secretion. Okay, parotid gland mainly secretes the watery secretion. About 20% of the secretion in the mouth is from the parotid gland. Submandibular gland secretes the mixed secretion. Both type of cells are present in the submandibular gland. Serous secreting types of acinar cells and mucus secreting type of acinar cells are present in the submandibular gland, and it comprises about 70% of the salivary secretion. Okay, submandibular gland, it comprises about 70% of the salivary secretion. Then sublingual and other minor glands, they secrete the mucus. Okay, they secrete the mucus, and it comprises about 10%. Okay? It comprises about 10% of the salivary secretion, and they mainly secrete the mucus or viscous secretion, right? Watery secretion, mucus secretion, and mixed secretion. Right? Parotid gland secretes the watery secretion. Watery secretion means there is the presence of high amount of the ptyalin enzyme. Okay, there is the high amount of the ptyalin enzyme or amylase enzyme is secreted in the watery secretion. Submandibular gland, it secretes both type of the secretion. Okay, it secretes both mixed as well, it secretes mucus as well as serous secretion. Sublingual gland, it mainly secretes the okay. So composition of saliva. So saliva, it is 99.5% water and 0.5% proteins. Daily secretion, it is about 1500 ml. It ranges from 800 to 1500 ml, but in average 1000 or 1500 ml is secreted. There are different types of the digestive enzymes present in the saliva. One is the ptyalin. Ptyalin is also known as salivary alpha amylase. Okay, salivary alpha amylase. So it breaks the alpha 1,4 diastereomer linkage of the starch and converts it into the maltose and dextrins. Okay, salivary alpha amylase, it hydrolyzes the alpha 1,4 diastereomer linkage of the starch and converts it into the maltose and dextrins. Similarly, there are the lingual lipase. Lingual lipase, it helps in the hydrolysis of the fats. There are the kallikrein, which is the proteolytic enzyme, proteolytic enzymes. There are the lysozymes, which is extremely bactericidal. There is the presence of mucin, and there is the presence of immunoglobulin A. Okay, immunoglobulin is also present in the salivary secretion. Different types of cations are present in this secretion. Sodium, potassium, and calcium is present in trace amount. Okay, there is sodium, potassium, and calcium is present in trace amount. Potassium is present in about 7 times greater than that of the plasma. Okay, potassium is present about 7 times than that of the plasma. Similarly, there are chlorides are present, bicarbonates are present, and phosphates are also present. It also consists of the other organic constituents such as proline, which is rich in proteins. There are the peroxidase, there are the lactoferrins. The normal pH of the saliva, it is from 6 to 7 whenever it is on the normal condition. But during the active condition, pH increases. Okay, it becomes 8 during the active state. So now, functions of saliva. Functions of saliva. So saliva, it helps in the mixing of the food homogeneously and helps in swallowing the food. Okay, helps in easy swallowing of the food. The mucin present in the mucus or the mucin present in the saliva, it helps in lubrication of the food, it helps in binding the bacteria, and it helps in protecting the bacteria, protecting the oral mucosa from the bacterial infection. Okay, mucin helps in the binding of the food, binding of the bacteria, lubrication of the food, and protection of the oral mucosa. The mucin also consists of the thiocyanate ions, okay, which is extremely bactericidal, right? Which is extremely bactericidal, and it consists of different types of the proteolytic enzymes and lysozymes. It helps in digestion, okay. It helps in digestion. Ptyalin present in the saliva, it helps in the digestion of the starch into the maltose. Okay, it helps in digestion of the starch into the maltose and dextrins. It mainly helps in cleaving of the alpha 1,4 diastereomer linkage of the starch and converts it into the polysaccharides and disaccharides. So there is the presence of proline-rich proteins which protect the tooth enamel and binds toxins and tannins. Okay, proline-rich proteins are present in the saliva, which helps in protection of the tooth enamel and helps in binding of the toxins. There is the presence of the bicarbonate ion. Bicarbonate ion neutralizes the acidic ion. Okay.
सुन्नु त बरु त लास्टमा सोध्छु चलेको छ त्यति बेला अनि आफ्नो आएन के आवाज
Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. So bicarbonate ion.
Mute.
Others mute. अरूले पनि म्युट गरेको छैन दुई तीन जनाले. Please mute your mic. Bicarbonate ion neutralizes the acids. Okay. So there are the lysozymes. It helps in defense against foreign bacteria. So there are the lysozymes and oxidases, which helps in protection from the pathogenic organisms. They secrete binding glycoprotein for immunoglobulin A. They help in speech by facilitating the movement of the lips and tongue. Okay, it maintains the oral hygiene by irrigation of the mouth and teeth. It provides solvent for dissolving molecules and stimulates the taste receptors. It helps in secretion of the fluorides and calcium phosphates. Okay, these are the overall function of the saliva. So saliva, it is mainly controlled by salivary secretion. It is mainly controlled by two autonomic nervous system. Okay, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Both sympathetic as well as parasympathetic nervous system, they help in secretion of saliva. Right? Both sympathetic as well as parasympathetic nervous system helps in secretion of the saliva. Right? So parasympathetic nerve, when there is parasympathetic stimulation, the secretion, they are watery secretion. Right? When there is parasympathetic stimulation, secretion are watery secretion. When you consume food, the secretion are watery. Right? There is watery secretion. When there is sympathetic stimulation, there is viscous secretion. Okay. When there is sympathetic stimulation, there is viscous secretion. When there is parasympathetic stimulation, watery secretion is there. When there is sympathetic stimulation, there is mucus secretion. Okay. So parasympathetic nerves, that is cranial nerve 7 and 9 supplies the salivary gland. Okay. Parasympathetic nerves are the 7th cranial nerve, facial nerve, and the glossopharyngeal nerve. 7th cranial nerve and glossopharyngeal nerve supplies the salivary glands. Right? So submandibular and sublingual gland, they are supplied by the 7th cranial nerve, and parotid gland is supplied by the 9th cranial nerve. Okay. So salivary secretion, they are mainly stimulated whenever there is some thought of the food, or whenever there is the smell, thought of the food, smell of the food, taste of the food, and thoughts of the food. They will stimulate the receptors present here. Okay, they will stimulate the receptors here, and they will send information to the salivatory center, which is present in the medulla oblongata. Okay, salivatory center is present in the medulla oblongata, and once signal reaches into the salivary center, then there is the efferent stimulus. Efferent stimulus acts to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves, and they will cause secretion of the saliva. Okay, they will cause secretion of the saliva. The neural control of the salivary nucleus is control of the secretion is salivary secretion is controlled mainly by the salivary nucleus, that is nucleus solitarius and nucleus ambiguous, by stimulation of parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve during the cephalic phase. Okay, cephalic phase means whenever you see food, whenever you hear about the food, whenever you thought about the food, then there is salivary secretion. And in the oral phase, salivary secretion occurs. The presence of food in the mouth increases the salivary secretion. So parasympathetic nerves carried along the 7th cranial nerve and 9th cranial nerve, they are excitatory, and their stimulus produces profuse watery secretion with low organic material. They causes vasodilatation, which is facilitated by the vasoactive intestinal polypeptide kallikrein and bradykrein. They causes the contraction of myoepithelial cells and causes secretion of watery secretion is from the parasympathetic nerve. Okay, watery secretion is from the parasympathetic nerve. Watery secretion is from the parasympathetic nerve. Mucus secretion is from the sympathetic nerve. Okay, watery secretion is from the parasympathetic nerve. Mucus secretion is from the sympathetic nerve. So sympathetic nerve, the origin of the sympathetic nerve is from the thoracic 1, 2, and 3 segment. They are also excitatory. Okay, sympathetic nerve are excitatory, but they causes viscous secretion or mucus secretion. Right? They causes viscous secretion or mucus secretion. So I remember one. I remember one story from the China. Okay, in the China, previously in ancient times, they used to punish. They used to punish the criminals by checking the secretion from the saliva. Okay, in the ancient Chinese, they used to punish the criminals. They used to detect the criminals, not detect and punish the criminals by checking the salivary content. Okay, what they does is they used to keep the uh, they used to keep the dry rice in the mouth. Okay, they used to keep the dry rice in the mouth. So once dry rice is kept, if the criminal is guilty, if he has done some mistake, then there is sympathetic stimulation, so there is no secretion, there is the thick secretion. So he will not be allowed, he couldn't swallow that food. Okay, so he was sent to prison or he was killed. If he was able to swallow, then he was regarded as not guilty and he was set free. Right? So sympathetic stimulation, whenever there is sympathetic stimulation, there is viscous secretion, okay, mucus secretion, thick secretion. Whenever you are appearing in the exam, whenever you are going for the viva, if external asks you question, then for some time you will not be able to speak, because at that time there is the sympathetic stimulation. There is thick secretion in the mouth. Okay. Right? Now, so there are the stimulators and inhibitors of the salivary secretion. Okay, stimulators and inhibitors of the salivary secretion. The stimulators are the chewing, taste, smell, okay, thought of the food, sight of the food, nausea. Okay, they will all stimulate the salivatory nucleus. Okay, they will stimulate the salivatory nucleus. Salivatory nucleus is present at the pontomedullary junction. Okay, just below the pons, at the pontomedullary junction, salivatory nucleus is there. Salivatory nucleus, whenever it is stimulated, it will stimulate the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and there is the secretions from the saliva. Okay, and there are others which inhibit the salivatory secretion. During sleep, there is the inhibition of the salivation. During fatigue, during dehydration, during fear, there is the inhibition of the salivation. Okay. Mastication, we will be doing it later on. Now, let's talk about the applied aspects. Okay. Etylism or xerostomia, it is the suppression of the salivary secretion. Suppression of the salivary secretion. So suppression of the salivary secretion, it is during the anxiety, fear, dehydration. So it is the temporary suppression. Okay. If there is ducts obstruction due to the calculus, then it causes permanent obstruction or permanent suppression. Okay. Irradiation therapy in the area of the salivary gland also causes the permanent suppression of the salivary secretion. Then there is hypersecretion or siluria. Okay, hypersecretion or siluria. It is seen during the pregnancy, neoplasia, in the Parkinson's disease, in the schizophrenia, and in the damage of the nerve, coda tympani nerve. Nissan, I will continue your question later on. Okay. First, let's finish this. Right? You see them only this. Now, let's go to the MCQs. Right? Gujjar, are you there? Gujjar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you there? So you answer this first question.
Carotid gland. A.
Maximum contribution of total daily secretion, total daily salivary secretion is by parotid gland, submandibular gland, sublingual gland, or equal.
B.
B sir, submandibular.
Yes, it is the submandibular. 70% of the
Submandibular.
salivary secretion is from the submandibular gland.
Yes, sir.
70% is from the submandibular gland. Amount of saliva secretes per day is Nissan. Nissan, you tell me. Nissan,
1500.
1500 ml. Yes, correct.
Yes. B.
A proteolytic enzyme present in saliva is tyline, lysozyme, kallikrein, lipase.
Kallikrein.
Yes. If one loses large quantity of saliva, which of the following ion would be the greatest amount in relation to the concentration in the plasma? Sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium.
Potassium.
Yes, potassium. Okay. If
Potassium.
salivary secretion
Potassium.
becomes high, then potassium ion is found in maximum amount. Right? Then salivary alpha amylase has optimal activity around pH of
6.5.
6.57.
6.5 to 7.
6.5 to 7. Okay, at the 6.5 to 7, it works under the normal condition. Okay. Then all of the following are functions of mucin of saliva except
A.
D.
yes.
B. Oof, that's
Hmm.
D.
A.
A. D हो नि?
Secretion of saliva increases in all except sympathetic stimulation. Touch receptors in the mouth stimulated just before vomiting, more by sweet than bitter food.
just before vomiting.
Stimulation of saliva increases in all except
C.
vomiting.
D. C or A. C or A.
Sympathetic stimulation also causes salivary secretion. Sympathetic stimulation. A, it is not the A.
C.
It is not the C.
D.
It is
D.
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 D. A, B, C, D को D. Dog, D. Okay.
Bitter wala. Oh.
Bitter. From the bitter food, it will be stimulated more. Sympathetic stimulation also causes salivary secretion. Whenever touch receptors in the mouth are stimulated, it will cause the salivary secretion. During vomiting also, salivary secretion is increased, but by bitter food it is more, not by the sweet food. Salivary secretion is more by the bitter food, not by the sweet food.
Yes.
Suppression of salivary secretion is seen in
Pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
Anxiety.
A.
Anxiety.
Pregnancy.
yes, it is in the
Pregnancy.
anxiety. Okay. In pregnancy there is hypersecretion. Vomiting also, when there is vomiting also there is the secretion of the saliva. In when you consume dry food also salivary secretion is there, but during the anxiety there is suppression. Okay, suppression of the salivary secretion is through the anxiety. One of the following is not the constituent of saliva: glucose, bicarbonate, lysozyme, phosphate.
Glucose. Glucose.
Glucose. Glucose.
Glucose is not the
Glucose.
constituent of saliva. Salivary alpha amylase readily activated at pH of 765 below 4.
Below 4?
Five?
Below 4. In acidic condition, it doesn't act properly.
Yeah, below 4.
Okay. Then saliva differs from plasma in all except that saliva is hypotonic, low bicarbonate, high sodium, high potassium.
High sodium. High sodium.
Sodium. Correct answer is C. Saliva differs from plasma in all except right? Except भनेको छ. So high sodium is present in less amount. Okay. Highest amount is present. Potassium is present in highest amount in salivary secretion. And the the secreted saliva, it is hypotonic to the plasma because there is no absorption of water. Okay, water is not absorbed from the ductal cells, so it is hypotonic to the plasma. Correct answer is high sodium. So now this is the